Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
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 सियावर रामचंद्र की
जय.
श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
Jai.
ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः. ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः. ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम श्री जानकी वल्लभो विजयते श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरं समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम् अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि. We saw that Hanumanji completing his task and doing some extra of seeing Ravana's strength, how much army, how much strong warriors are there. Also seeing the entire Lanka and then burning the entire Lanka, Hanumanji comes back. We saw taking all the monkeys, he comes back to Sugriva, and with Sugriva they go to Sri Rama. And so beautiful episode of Hanumanji and Sri Ramachandra, having that dialogue. And he tells everything about Sita Ji, gives the Chudamani also that Sita Ji has given. And we see that Bhagavan gives himself to Hanumanji. Says, I don't know what can I do for you for the things that you have done for me. See, we feel the same way about God, no? That he has done so much for us and how will we pay back? Now here Bhagavan is feeling like that for Hanumanji. Imagine what Hanumanji must have done. And everybody says, Sugriva also says that, Hanuman, what he has done is unbelievable. Jambavan says, we saw also that even with 1,000 mouths, I cannot tell you. This is to say that he has four heads. He is Brahmaji, no? He says, forget about my 4 heads. Even with 1,000 heads, I cannot tell what Hanuman has achieved. Right? And actually speaking, all of that people don't even know. See, Hanumanji has not told them about Mainaka, Surasa and Simhika and Lankini, what all things happened in between. He didn't tell everything. He has not even told about Vibhishana, and very few things that they asked, Hanumanji has told. Even that itself was too much for them, saying that we could not have done what he has done. So, we saw that after that beautiful episode, now taking the entire Vanar Sena, they have reached the seashore. Now only sea is there in between them and Lanka. Right? This is where we stopped. Now we go back to Lanka to see what happened there. You see Hanumanji, what he did was a shock for people. See, they never expected that something like this will happen when Ravana is present. See, if Ravana has gone somewhere and somebody comes behind and attacks and does something, in the presence of Ravana, in front of Ravana, if somebody, a small monkey, has so much of capacity to devastate and create such havoc, they did not expect. So all of them are scared. Here it is said that Mandodari is going and telling what all these Rakshasas are thinking. They are thinking that if one messenger was like this, now entire army of monkeys is coming along with their master Sri Rama. We don't know what is going to happen. Only one created so much havoc. Then what will happen when others come? So Mandodari goes and tries to put some sense into Ravana, especially when he is alone. She thinks that if I say in front of others, his ego will come in between. So quietly, when nobody is there, she goes and tells, give up anger and ego and listen to what I am saying. This all is happening because you brought that Sita here. It's not good for us. It's not good for our entire clan, entire lineage. Please send her back. Since she has come here, all wrong things are happening. Don't you see? Don't, destroy your own family. Don't destroy your own wealth. Don't destroy your own kingdom. Please listen. Even Brahmaji, Shivji, none of them will be able to save you. Please send her back. She tries to threaten also. She says, you see, all these Rakshasas are already afraid of that one monkey. She says that just by thinking about that Vanara, that monkey, those Rakshasis who have Garbha, who are pregnant, their Garbhapata is happening. The fetus is falling just by that fear that the mother has, that if this, comes out and what if the Vanarasena attacks. So just by that much is the scare that is there in the Rakshasas. And what are you talking about? Please stop your arrogance and that insistence that we should give up all that. Even now time is there. If you surrender, it will be fine. Everybody will be saved. Otherwise, Sri Ramachandra's arrows will come like snakes, it is said. And all Rakshasas will die like frogs. She says that is what will happen. Please think. And Ravana, his usual reply, what is going to happen to me? These women, I tell you. I see, actually, if somebody else would have said all these things to him, he would have gotten angry. But he has love for Mandodari and therefore he doesn't get angry. He says that, all women are like this only. When everything good is happening, suddenly they start thinking, what if this happens? What if that happens? Arey, good things are happening. What are you talking about? All monkeys are going to come here and they are going to become our food. Free food is coming. Why are you thinking that something wrong is happening? And saying this, he hugs her and consoles her, pats her back and goes to the assembly. Now Mandodari thinks that it's gone case, now nothing can happen. Right? So she gives up. Now he comes to assembly. By the time the news has reached that Sri Rama along with the entire Vanarasena has come on the seashore. So he asks all his ministers, what do you think should do? What do you think we should do now? Because they are very near. As long as they were in forest and they didn't know, now they know. They know where is Sita Ji, they know where everything they know. And they are coming. What should be done? And see, Ravana's ministers are also like that only. They just want to earn, some brownie points and therefore, unnecessarily buttering him. That, you strong Ravana, what can anybody do to you? With your only one roar, everybody will get scared, etc. So, we don't have to do anything. Let them come on the seashore on that side or this side. Let them come. At that time, Vibhishana enters. Vibhishana is younger brother. He prostrates to Ravana. Ravana says, sit. So he sits in his position. Ravana asks him, what do you think we should do? Vibhishana says, because you are asking, therefore I will tell you. Okay? Please listen. These many women that you have got here, you kidnapped and brought by force. Among them, this Sita ji is a Pativrata Nari. Her being here and you bringing her here is not right. You should not have done that. And therefore, even now, time is there. Please send her back. Please surrender to Sri Rama. Serve him, worship him. Don't think he is just a human being. You are calling him Tapasvi and Nara, etc. He is Sakshat Brahman. He has taken incarnation only for this. Please give up your insistence and don't have enmity towards him. You go and surrender, he will forgive all your mistakes. See, the same thing Hanumanji also said. Same thing Mandodari is also telling. Now Vibhishan is also telling. But Ravana is not listening. Ravana is thinking, how did Vibhishana get so much of confidence to tell me all these things? So he asks, from where are you getting this confidence to say all these things? Vibhishana says, actually, this is a message from Pulastya. Pulastya is their grandfather, Vishravas and Kaikesi, no? Two father and mother. Vishravas's father is this Pulastya. Pulastya is a rishi. He is one of the Saptarshis actually. Not just some kind of rishi. He is one of the Saptarshis. Pulastya. So he says, actually he sent a messenger. He gave the message. I was trying to find right moment to tell you this. Good that you asked. Therefore I am telling. Now in that Sabha, all other people are now quiet. There is one more person called Malyavan. This Malyavan is also Ravana's and Vibhishana's grandfather, mother's father, maternal grandfather, Kaikesi's father. He congratulates Vibhishana and says that you are the only one giving him right counsel. All other people are trying to, please him, but not telling him what is the hard truth. Bitter it may be, but that is the fact. Good that you are telling. Looks at Ravana and says, listen to your younger brother. What he is telling is right. Now Ravana gets angry. Why? Younger brother, grandfather. Both grandfathers. Already Pulastya also has said now, Malyavan is also saying. He says that you both have become my enemies and you have joined this and you go away from here. The moment Malyavan hears this, he goes away from there. He says, I don't want to stay. All you idiot people staying here and not listening. If you see, very similar thing is happening in Mahabharata also, if you see. That Vidura keeps telling, don't fight. Don't. Give them what they want. They deserve it. It is their right. Give it. No. Then Vidura says, okay, you do whatever you want to do. I will go. So Vidura goes away. Vidura doesn't know what has happened in Mahabharata war. We will see also in Bhagavad that he later on meets Maitreya Rishi and then that entire Samvada happens. He doesn't know. He says there is no point in staying here. See, I can give counsel, but if they are not going to listen, then why to waste my time and my effort? If I remain here, it will be wrong, because then it is like taking their side. So he says, I am not staying. Same thing Malyavan does. But Vibhishana doesn't go. He says, no, I should still try. But he is my brother. Whatever may be, however he is bad or good, but he is my brother. I can't leave his side. So Vibhishana still continues to explain to Ravana. He says, Ravana, I tell you, all of us have got both kinds of thoughts. Good thoughts are also there and bad thoughts are also there. If we listen to good thoughts and act on them, we will get sampatti. Whether it is outside sampatti or inner sampatti, whatever. And if we follow the bad thoughts, we will get vipatti. Problems, calamity, outside or inside. You are listening to bad thoughts. Your attachment to Sita ji will bring down our entire family. Give up these bad thoughts. Even now time is there. Learn and change. Now Ravana becomes so angry. He kicks Vibhishan and says, you wretched person, you have been eating my food. And now you are going against me and taking side of Sri Rama. Go and join him. Vibhishana prostrates and says, thank you. You ordered. You kicked me out and you told me to join. Okay, I will go and join. And Vibhishana, along with some of his friends, they decide to go away from there. Now, on this entire scene, Shivji is saying something. Aha, very beautiful thing. He says that even after getting kicked, Vibhishana prostrated to Ravana and left from there. Why? He says sages are like this. Even those who are bad to them, they still follow what is niti, what is dharma, what is right thing. He is still my elder brother, I will prostrate. Thinking like this, Vibhishana is prostrating and going. And Shivji says here that the moment Vibhishana has left Lanka, all people have lost their ayu. Means they are dead. Now only it is a matter of time that is there between them and death. But they have lost everything. See, he explains, Shivji explains that if you insult a good person, a saint, a sage, that insult will bring problems for your entire kingdom. It is said also, in other scriptures also it is said, if you trouble a Brahmana, if you do injustice towards them, you will face famine and you will face, ativrishti and floods and all these things will happen. And see, many times we don't believe in such things. Why? Because we think we are very intellectual people, scientific minds. Who can be more than our intellect? And therefore we think, what is the connection? But I tell you, there is a connection. I have seen this first-hand experience. I am not even joking. I remember very, very clearly, that memory is absolutely clear in my mind. Somewhere in 2007 or 8, Kanchi Kamapukotipit Shankaracharya Ji, Jayendra Saraswati Swamiji, was arrested for some case. And I remember I was sitting with Swami Purushottomanand Ji, our Chinmaya Mission very senior Swamiji, and he was seeing that news, and everybody was there. There were some 10 people were there in that house where Swamiji was staying, and Swamiji closed his eyes and said, this is not right, this is not right, they don't know what they are doing, they don't know what they are doing. And we didn't understand, so we thought that he knows something. Within few months, tsunami hit. And the maximum brunt of that happened only in Tamil Nadu. Whereas technically speaking, it should not have hit Tamil Nadu that badly. So many people said that it should not have happened like that in Tamil Nadu, but it happened. I was with Swamiji when this happened, and he said, see, I told you this is not right. What we are doing is not right, we all have to pay. There was a gap in between, so many people did not connect these two things. And we many times what happens now, we think that no, it is like this. No, there is a connection. And if you don't know, the then Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu who put Swamiji in the jail was arrested and kept in the same jail. She died there in that same jail. This happened in front of our eyes. We don't realize when you trouble a noble person, how much bad, how much sin are we incurring as the entire society, not just one person or two people. Entire society will have to suffer. Generally we say dharma is that which benefits most. But if most are on the side of adharma and one person is on the side of dharma, then dharma is other way around. Troubling that person to give joy to adharmic people will not create any kind of dharma and any kind of punya. We must understand this. Shivji says that Ravana left Vibhishana. Vibhishana left Ravana, he doesn't say. He says Ravana left Vibhishana, and that moment onwards, he has, lost everything. Outside prosperity, inner peace, and now he is going to lose his life also. Ravana thought that it is his food that Vibhishana is eating. Actually, Ravana was eating because of Vibhishana's goodness. Because Vibhishana was still there, because some good people were still in Lanka, Lanka was still prospering. Please understand this point. Many times, parents also think that children are fed by us. No, you never know how Prarabdha works. Maybe because they are with you, you are getting food. Isn't it? So you never know what is happening because of whom. Never have that arrogance that everything is happening because of me. No. A noble person, a good person should never be troubled. Ravana learned it in a very hard way because of his ego. Right? But that is what happens. Now, some points to note here. We already saw that Vibhishana has not cheated on Ravana. See, many people say, Vibhishan bhai Lanka da, etc. So many people, they say so many things that if you want to be a brother like Dushasana, but not like Vibhishana. They do nonsense comparison. That Vibhishana cheated on Ravana. No, he did not. Cheating means what? Without telling, going and joining some other party. That's called cheating. He did not do it. Ravana threw him out. Vibhishana has not left Ravana. Ravana has left Vibhishana. These all points, we must understand. I'm not even talking about a spiritual standpoint where you say that, okay, I am joining Bhagavan. There is nothing. There is no cheating involved in that. I'm not even talking on that dharma standpoint only. And therefore, we must understand this point that Vibhishana has not done anything wrong. He tried to convince, tried to advise, tried to counsel Ravana in various ways. Ravana refused to listen. What can Vibhishana do? And therefore, Vibhishana said that now I am going. And saying this, Vibhishana started to come, and through Akasha Marga he came to the other side of seashore, that is this side where Sri Ramachandra was there. And in his mind he is remembering that, oh, now I will get to see Bhagavan. I have been listening about him so much. Now I will be able to see him and I will be able to see his feet. Why? So much important are his feet. Why? Just the touch of it, Ahalya Uddhara happened. Just because with those feet Sri Rama walked in that forest, that entire Dandakavana became so pious and so pure. Just those feet, meditating on which Sita ji is surviving. Says those are the same feet which even ran behind that Maricha. And these are the feet from whose Padukas Bharata took on his head and kept it on the throne and ruling there Ayodhya. I will be able to see those feet of Bhagavan. How lucky I am. Saying this, as he was coming, monkeys gathered around him and said, where are you going? Who are you? He said, I am Ravana's brother. So they said, you sit here. You can't enter. First, let us ask what should be done with you then. So all those monkeys, they went to Sugriva and they reported that, you see, Ravana's brother has come here and we caught. See, we did our job properly. Sugriva said, yeah, that is good, but I can't take a decision. Now we have to ask Sri Rama. So they all go to Sri Ramachandra and they tell that Ravana's brother has come to meet you. And Sri Rama is boss. He can easily take decision, but he doesn't. He never takes decision like this. He asks everybody, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? So here it is said that he asked Sugriva, what do you think should be done? And Sugriva says, Bhagavan, I tell you, these Rakshasas are very Mayavi. They change form and they come in different forms and we don't know what is there in their mind. And we don't know he is Ravana's brother. So we don't know with what intention, with what motive he has come. So better we keep him there, not do anything with him, just keep him there. In Valmiki Ramayana, it is said that Bhagavan asked everybody, what is your opinion, what is your opinion, what is your opinion, etc. So Lakshmana said, opinion? Action, no opinion. Go and kill. He is Ravana's brother. Ravana has kidnapped Sita ji. Don't even ask, kill. So Sugriva says, no, Mayavi, etc. Similar things Sugriva says in Valmiki Ramayana also. Jambavan says, Bhagavan, we should not take any action without asking why he has come. At least let us test, what is his motive, what is his intention. He may not give in directly. We may threaten, we may have to do that, but let us at least find out why he has come. Then we will take decision. And all this, everybody is giving opinion. Hanumanji is quietly standing there. So Sri Ramchandra looks at Hanumanji and says, what do you think? What should we do? Hanumanji says, Bhagavan, he is your devotee. That much only. He doesn't say what you should do. That is your job. I am only giving what is information with me. I have met him and therefore I am telling he is your devotee. Now you decide what you want to do with him. This is the best thing about Hanumanji, I tell you. First of all, he doesn't give opinion when nobody has asked. He keeps quiet. We will see also, all other places, no, he is just quiet. He is not even in the picture. Not because he has done something, therefore he has to get involved into every single discussion. He is quietly sitting. And when asked also, he is not crossing his limit. He is not telling Sri Rama what Sri Rama should do. He is just giving information that he is devotee. Now you decide what you want to do. And that is what, but here in Tulsi Ramayana, only Sugriva Sri Ramchandra has asked, and therefore Sugriva tells that we have to be careful. Actually speaking, if you think, Sugriva is not wrong. The person looks like Vibhishana doesn't mean he will be Vibhishana. They are Mayavi Rakshasas. Maybe somebody has taken form of Vibhishana and come there. So politically what he is telling is right only. Strategy wise, etc. When you are in battle, you have to think of all these things. But Sri Ramachandra is a different category altogether. He says, Sugriva, what you are saying is right, but my vow, my promise is something different. Anybody who comes and surrenders to me, I accept. That's my rule. I can't break my rule. One very beautiful shloka is there in Valmiki Ramayana, which is very famous, which happens here. Sakrudeva prapannaya tavasmiti chayachate abhayam sarvabhutebhya dadami etad vratam mama. Sri Ramachandra says that Sakrudeva, even once, if a person comes and surrenders and says, prapannaya, surrenders and says, tava asmi, Bhagavan, I am yours. Yachate, and he begs to accept that person's surrender, abhayam sarva bhutebhya dadami. He says, I will give that person fearlessness and protection. Etad vratam mama, this is my vow. Actually, Tulsidas Ji, by using that word that my vow is different, he is referring to that shloka in Valmiki Ramayana, saying that this is Bhagavan's vow. And you see what he is telling. If Ravana comes to kill Vibhishana, I will protect Vibhishana. If Lakshmana tries to kill Vibhishana, I will protect Vibhishana. If any one of you try to do anything to him, still I will protect him. Bhagavan says that is what is my vow. And therefore, what? You may be saying good, correct things, but I cannot go back on my vow. When Bhagavan says like this, Hanumanji becomes very happy that, chalo, why? Wow. He went there and told Vibhishana so many things that you just leave this Lankesh, this idiot Ravana, you leave and you surrender. Bhagavan will not see your, your history and your sins, etc. He will accept. Hanumanji has already declared. Now what if here Sri Ramachandra doesn't accept? So the moment Bhagavan says that I cannot go back on my vow, Hanumanji becomes very happy that Bhagavan, you are best. Sri Ramachandra continues. He says, actually speaking, if someone doesn't accept, the person who has surrendered is a sinner. And we should not even look at him, he says. Tulsidas Ji says, Sri Ramachandra goes on to say that even if a person has killed crores of Brahmanas, Brahmanatya is considered to be atatayi papa. Okay, it's a what do you say as unforgivable curse, unforgivable sin. There is no punishment for it, actually speaking. That it is so bad that you can't even punish somebody like that. Whatever punishment you will give will be less only. That's what Vedas explain. Brahmana hatya, Stri hatya, Balak hatya, etc. Now, he says even if somebody has killed crores of Brahmanas, but comes and surrenders to me, I will accept that person. Now, somebody may say, this is good. So, you kill, you do sin, and then surrender. Therefore, Sri Rama, next line he says, but there is a catch. What? If somebody does so much of papa, he will not feel like surrendering. If that person surrenders, all his sins will be washed off. But that person will not feel like surrendering. That is what we see with Ravana. How many people are telling Ravana, go surrender, go surrender, go surrender. What does he say? No. What is? Who is he? Same thing happened with Vali. Remember, Tara was telling that Sugriva is coming, but there must be somebody else. You better go surrender. He says no. So if somebody does wrong, it is true that if they can surrender to Bhagavan, their sins will be washed, but they will not feel like surrendering to Bhagavan. The ego will not allow. Ravana is an embodiment of ego. That's why he's 10 heads. Why? Our one head doesn't bow. He has 10. How they will bow? Not possible. So the moment we say that, okay, sinners, first let us do sins, and then there are many people who think like this. Pehle paap karo, first you do sins and then go and take bath in Ganga Ji. That will not solve anything. Why? Because that papa vasana has to go, the tendency has to go. And that will go only when we have good thoughts. So when Ganga Ji we say purifies, what does she purify? She'll purify our intentions. But for that, we have to be aligned to it. Otherwise, there are so many people staying on the banks of Ganga Ji and doing sins. So the logic is not that you can do sins and then surrender to Bhagavan and all your sins will be forgiven. Not like that. Bhagavan says that if you have done so much sin, so you will not even surrender. And therefore, if a person is surrendering, I will forgive. Why? Because that surrender itself shows that he has decided to change. That's the point. That's the point that we have to understand. That surrender shows upward growth of that person. It might be true that he has fallen so much and therefore growth might have started, but the growth has started. Wherever it has started, that person has decided and therefore I will support. That is what Bhagavan says. Bhagavan says, forget about Vibhishana. If Ravana comes also, I will forgive him. Not only that, I will protect him from others. And therefore, whether he has come with good intention, he says that, and suppose you think for a moment that he has come with bad intention. So what? Sri Ramchandra says, Lakshmana is there, he will kill all these Rakshasas in one moment. Why are you worried? He doesn't say, I will. He says, Lakshmana. So Lakshmana feels, okay. He is talking about me. So Lakshman ji is ready if in case something happens. And Bhagavan tells, please bring him here. In any case, bring him here. And it is said, Hanumanji and Angad, both of them, they start to do Jai Jaikar and they run to get Vibhishana. And as you know, Vibhishana is coming. He is remembering all those things that he has heard about Sri Ramachandra. You see, and Sundarata, what beauty is there. How handsome Bhagavan is. You remember even Khara, Dushana and Trishira, they came to fight, but they forgot. They looked at Bhagavan and said, so beautiful, we don't want to fight. Now Vibhishana is seeing and he is feeling they all were true. Whoever said anything about Bhagavan, they all are true. And Vibhishana comes there, does Dandavata Pranam, Sashtanga Pranam to Bhagavan and says, Bhagavan, I am Ravana's younger brother. I know Ravana has become your enemy. He only chose. And I can't even, he says, I can't even criticize him. Why? Because our Rakshasa Kula only is like that. We know that you always take side of devatas, but we trouble those devatas. Ours is a Papa Deha only. He says that we are Papa Priya. We like doing sins. And we are Tamasa Deha. And therefore, Bhagavan, I know that he has become your enemy. But Shravana Sujasu Suni Ayahu Prabhu Bhanjana Bhavabhir Trahi Arati Harana Sarana Sukhada Raghubir. Very important Doha number 45. He says, Shravana Sujasu Suni, listening to your glories, Ayahu Prabhu, I have come, Bhanjana Bhavabhir, that I have heard that you remove the fear of samsara. Trahi, please protect. O Bhagavan, Arati Harana, one who removes all the arti. Arti means all the afflictions. Sarana, for those who have surrendered. Sukhada, one who gives joy. Sukham dadati. Raghuvir, O Bhagavan, I have heard about you, that you remove all the fear of samsara, you remove all the afflictions and give joy to all. I may be bad, but I have come to surrender. And it is said, as he falls prostrated to Bhagavan, Bhagavan picks him up and makes him sit next to himself and calls him Lankesha. He says, hey Lankesha, O king of Lanka, you tell me, how are you? Vibhishana can't believe. First of all, Bhagavan is touching me. Second of all, he is making me sit next to him. He actually forgets the fact that he called Lankesha, that he doesn't even recognize. That time is not there, and he is asking me, how am I? Vibhishana says, Bhagavan, now that you have accepted me, I am fine. I didn't know how am I or what is going to happen, but now that you have accepted, everything is fine. This particular Doha, 45th, is very famously called as Vibhishana Sharanagati. Now you see, this Sharanagati is a very interesting concept in Bhakti Shastra. And Sharana, the word Sharana means shelter, Ashraya. It also means goal, where you have to reach. That is also called as Sharana, Sharanasthana. See, for example, now it rains sometimes, no, here. Now suddenly what? You want to find shelter, isn't it? You go and you stand there. It may be raining outside, but you are safe. Why? Because you are under the shelter. Mind you, the shelter has not stopped the rain, but it has stopped the rain for you. Similarly, when you say that Bhagavan is my shelter, it will not do anything to the world. It may not change the world, but he will protect me from that danger. Now, who can do this Sharanagati? Who does? So, two things are required. Number one, you should not have any kind of ego. If you have ego and you think that you can do everything, you will never find shelter. Second thing is, you must know the greatness and glory of Bhagavan. Then only you will go and say that Bhagavan, I have come to surrender unto you. We see similar kind of thing Arjuna also. As long as he was thinking that he will fight, he will get to win, he will do everything. He thought everything is good. But the moment he realized, I cannot, there is something wrong. And knowing the greatness of Sri Krishna, he surrenders. And therefore, he says, prapannam, uses the word prapatti. Prapatti means sharana. He says also in 2nd chapter, 7th verse, that I have come to surrender unto you. Shadhimam tvam prapannam. I am surrendering unto you, you please teach me. Now, when they speak of Sharanagati, generally they speak of 6 steps of Sharanagati. This very famous shloka is there, which comes in Vishnu Tantra also, and there are some other texts also where this shloka comes. Hari Bhakta Vilasa, etc. This shloka comes. Anukulyasya sankalpaha pratikulyasya varjanam rakshishyati cha vishwasaha rakshishyati iti vishwasaha goptritve varanam tatha atmanikshepa karpanye shadvidha sharanagatihi. These are called as 6 principles of Sharanagati, 6 principles of surrender, 6 principles or 6 steps, you can say. What are these 6 steps? First is anukulyasya sankalpaha, to think or to have that determination that I will do those actions which will take me towards Bhagavan. That's the first step. If you see, interestingly, in Vedanta also, I don't know whether that topic has come, whether Swamiji has explained, in Yoga Vasishtha, there are Sapta Bhumikas. There are 7 steps that are described, very interesting. Some point of time you may hear. But it starts with Shubhecha. The first step is called Shubha Ichha. You decide that you want to grow and you want to get liberated. Why? Because there, liberation is the focus, no, in Vedanta. Here, bhakti is the focus, and therefore, you start with the determination that you want to reach Bhagavan. And therefore, you start doing things which will benefit you on the path. Anukulyasya sankalpa. Second, pratikulyasya varjanam or pratikulya vivarjanam. Pataveda also is there. Pratikulya vivarjanam means what? Giving up all those actions which will be pratikula, which will be opposed to my goal. So giving up adharma, giving up dussanga, giving up vishaya sakti, giving up bhoga, giving up kama, krodha, lobha, mohadi. Why? Because they are going to obstruct my path. And therefore I decide I am going to give up. Anukulyasya sankalpaha, pratikulyasya varjanam. Rakshishyati iti vishwasaha. Third step, very important. What? That rakshishyati, he will protect me. Iti vishwasaha. Firm faith that Bhagavan will protect me. Earlier also we have seen, if you say I love Bhagavan but I worry, then that is not love. Why? Because you don't have faith that he will protect you. So we must have that unwavering faith, belief that whatever may be there, he will protect. He will not leave me. The kind of faith that Prahlad ji had, you must have heard. Even the thought did not occur to his mind that I will die or something will happen to me. He just kept on chanting name. So many times it looks like he didn't even realize that there is a danger. But you may say that he didn't realize, but the fact was that the faith was so much that he didn't look at it as a danger. He said, what? If danger is there, Bhagavan will take care. Why should I consider it as a danger? That is called Rakshishyati iti Vishwasa. Fourth step, Goptrutve Varanam. He says, just by thinking that, okay, I have firm belief that Bhagavan will protect. That's not sufficient. For Sharanagati, what is required? You must choose Bhagavan, saying that he is my protector. Goptrutve, Gopta means protector. Varanam means choosing. Means what? You have to verbalize it. You have to go and prostrate, surrender and say it. That Bhagavan, you only are there. You have to choose it. And see, this is called submitting the application. The government is giving so many schemes, etc. and therefore you think that, government will give. Correct, government will give. But you have to submit the application. You have to go to Bhagavan and say that, Bhagavan, please protect me. Then, Atmanikshepa. Atmanikshepa means surrendering oneself. Now, this can be taken physically also. You do Dandavata Pranama and you tell Bhagavan that I am nothing, I am nobody in front of you and you are everything. You say like that. Why this is necessary? Bhagavan has said earlier that I don't like those people who have so much of ego. Earlier he said this. And therefore if you go to Bhagavan and you say, I know everything, then Bhagavan will say, very good, continue. You have to go there. You will see this in case of all bhaktas. Even when Bhagavan Mahavishnu appeared in front of Dhruva, Dhruva could not even talk. He could not even utter a word. Why? He said, what can I say? 5-year-old boy suddenly sees Bhagavan in front. What will he say? He said, Bhagavan touched his cheek with the conch that he had. And then he started to talk. The first thing he said is, Bhagavan, because of you, I am able to speak. Now you please tell me, all other things that I am going to say are because of whom? Because of you only. That is how it is. Pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. He says, you are my pranas. Because of you I am breathing. Because of you I am alive. So there is no question of I am something. I am nothing. I am nobody. Now, we should not think that, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, you should not put yourself down. No, Atmanam avasade. 6th chapter, Vedji, you don't come to class, that's why you don't know. Arey, that is for Vedanta Jnana Marga, where you have to lift yourself by yourself. This is Bhakti Marga, where you are allowing Bhagavan to lift you. There's a difference or no? Remember those two examples that Ramakrishna Paramahamsa always gives. Markatanyaya and Marjaranyaya. Markatanyaya is Jnana Marga. You have to hold on. Like the baby monkey holds on to the mother monkey. But Marjaranyaya is you have to surrender. The mother cat will come and pick the kitten and take wherever. So Dina Bhava is very, very essential. And that's why it is added as the 6th step. Separately also, Karpanya. Karpanya means to feel that I am nothing. And whatever is there is everything because of Bhagavan. To maintain this bhava, even after Sharanagati, you have to keep telling that whatever is happening is by His grace, not mine. That's why idam na mama. This is not mine, this is there only. When these 6 steps somebody goes through, then that is called as true Sharanagati. Vibhishana Sharanagati Prasanga is so famous because Vibhishana has gone through all this. Right from the first thing when he asked for the boon, you remember what he asked for the boon? It came in Balakanda. As the backstory of Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra's avatar, it came. That when all 3 brothers, they did so much of tapas, and when Bhagavan, what did they ask? Ravana asked uncontrollable power, and nobody should be able to defeat me. Kumbhakarna, because of Saraswati's grace, asked for sleep. I have done too much of tapas, now I want to sleep. And one day I should get up and eat, and then again 6 months sleep. But what did Vibhishan ji ask? He asked for bhakti. That is called anukulyasya sankalpaha. And then staying in Lanka, pratikulyasya varjanam. He kept on. See, all the people around are doing all these kind of things. Vishaya Sakti, Bhoga, Dussanga, everything is there. But he maintained his house as though it is a temple and he lived there, keeping away from all these things. Rakshishyati cha Vishwasa. When Hanumanji went and told him, then he got that confidence that Bhagavan will protect me. Then with that confidence, Goptrutve Varanam, he came and surrendered. Atmanikshepa. He fell prostrated to Bhagavan and said, Karpanya, I am nothing. Vibhishana Sharanagati is famous because he followed all the 6 steps. And therefore, in any Ramayana you take, whether it is Tulsi Ramayana or whether it is Valmiki Ramayana, this episode is very, very beautiful. Okay? Actually speaking, according to Valmiki Ramayana, this is one of those episodes where Bhagavan remains God. Otherwise, Valmiki ji puts him as no common human being everywhere. But this is the place where he is portrayed as God even by Valmiki ji. You should read Valmiki Ramayana, right? So, that is what has happened. Now, Sri Ramachandra takes Vibhishana and calls him Sakha, oh my friend. So, Sugriva also is a friend now. Now, Vibhishana also is friend. And says, see, let me tell you one secret. What secret? Many people don't know this. Many people think that I am Ishwara and therefore I am just karma phala data. That whoever does whatever karma, I give their phala to them. He says that is true, but that's not the only truth. I am capable of giving anything to anybody despite whatever sins they have done. Many people don't understand this. And therefore he says, anybody who gives up, all those sins that they have done and comes and surrenders should be called as sadhu. Sri Ramachandra says, you are a sadhu. You are a sajjana. For you, I have taken an avatar to protect people like you. Now, if we read Bhagavad Gita, doesn't Bhagavan Sri Krishna say the same point? He says, apichet suduracharaha. Even if a person is sudurachari means he has done bad things very well. Sudurachari. Durachari means doing bad things. Sudurachari means efficiently doing bad things. Apichet suduracharaha. Bhajate mam ananya bhag. If he gets that thought and if he devotes his life to me, sadhu eva samantavya. He should be considered as sadhu. Samyak vyavasito hi sa. Why? Because he is on the right path. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. Soon he is going to be on the path of punya. Shashvat shantim prayachati, and he will even gain that moksha. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktav pranashyati. Famous shlokas from 9th chapter. Bhagavan says, so actually what Sri Ramachandra has lived is what Sri Krishna has told. That is how we have to understand these two avatars. Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra, Tulsi Ramayana, he is saying all these things. In Valmiki Ramayana, etc., he is not telling all these things. He is just doing and going forward. We have to take, like this, like this. It is because Tulsidas Ji wants us to understand these points, therefore he is telling. So when Sri Ramachandra says that a person he may be a sinner, but surrenders, that person should be called as sadhu. And he says, I keep such people close to my heart and I hold on to them. Like what? He says, like the miserly people hold on to their wealth. This is another thing about Tulsidas Ji. You must have observed now for so long we are studying, that for a very good point, he will give a very deadly example. And to explain some deadly point, he will give a very great example. So suddenly Brahman, Maya, etc. will come. That is how Tulsidas Ji is. To prove that point, how closely he holds, he gives that example that miser, to get money out of them is extremely difficult. Isn't it? In Hindi, etc., we call them kanjus, makhi chus. If makhi has fallen, if what is that called? No, makhi is called what? Fly. If that fly has fallen into some water, milk, etc., they will even take all the milk out of that. That milk also they will drink, not just coffee or whatever that cup. So how difficult it is to get wealth out of them, that much difficult it is to get such people away from me. Bhagavan says, I keep them very close. Now, again he calls Lankesha to Vibhishan, and Vibhishana says, what did I do to deserve all these things? You are calling me saint, you are calling me Santa, Sajjana, etc., and you are saying that you have taken avatar for me. What did I do to deserve all these things? And he starts to cry and he says, Bhagavan, now please make sure that I have this bhakti for you always. Otherwise you start praising me and I forget and I become arrogant. That should not happen. And it is said, he requests for bhakti and Sri Ramachandra gives. And Sri Ramachandra says, not just that. You have come here and you had my direct darshan, no? That also should have some phala. So he asks Vanaras to get water from the ocean. There on the seashore, they give water from the ocean and he puts it on top of his head and he says, from today onwards, you are the king of Lanka. Okay, Rajabhishek done. Tulsidas Ji says that Ravana got that Lanka after so much tapas that he did towards Shivji, and Shivji gave him Lanka. And here, Vibhishana just came and met Sri Rama and Lanka has become his. That is how Bhagavan has given. Now, that Bhukti Mukti, Bhakti Pradata, Bhagavan, now he is there. Now he looks at both of them, Sugriva and Vibhishan Ji. Kapisha and Lankapati, Kapisha and Lankesha. He looks at both of them and says that now let us go back to our task. There is this ocean in between. We have to go on the other side. What should we do? Sugriva doesn't say anything. Vibhishan Ji says, Bhagavan, with your one arrow, you can dry up the entire ocean. I don't have doubt about it. But should you do that? Is that required? I think what you should do is, you pray to Samudra devata and let us ask him only how to cross. Now, when Lakshmana hears this, he says, my brother, Sri Rama, should worship Samudra devata to give way. Then he went to Sri Rama, excuse me, you are going to follow this? Bhagavan said, very good suggestion. Lakshmana said, what good suggestion? He says, first of all, we are already delayed. Sita Ji is waiting there. Why are you wasting time in praying and worshipping, etc.? Let us take bow and arrow and enter. Let us see how the Samudra does not give us way. Bhagavan smiles at Lakshmanji and says, what you are saying is correct. If it comes to that, I will do that, but let us first try worshipping. Lakshmanji says, I don't like, you. Why? Very beautiful. Sri Ramchandra takes Lakshmana and says, you see, first time Vibhishana is given some suggestion. We must listen. Why? Because if we don't listen now, in the battle he won't give suggestion, which may become problem for us. We want somebody's counsel later on, we must follow the suggestions. I tell you, in organization, this is very important. When somebody gives suggestion, we must accept and see how whether the moment a person says, nah, this won't work, then that person will say, okay, I will not give suggestion on. He says we are going into battle where his suggestions are going to become very important. If we don't listen now, we will have to regret later. And as you said, if the time comes or if the situation arises that we have to do, we will attack Samudra, there is no problem. Lakshman says, okay, as long as we agree on this point that we will do something like this, I am happy. You please sit. Continue your worship. And Bhagavan sits there and starts to worship this Samudra Devata. And now very interesting prasanga comes. Since Vibhishana has left Lanka, Ravana wants to know what happened with Vibhishan. Whether he has joined, what has happened. So he sends some spies behind Vibhishana. And those spies come and join this Vanara Sena in the form of monkey only they come. So they are all, crores of monkeys are there. Who is going to anyways recognize that there is somebody else who has come? So they are also roaming with those monkeys and they are seeing Vibhishana has come and he has surrendered and Bhagavan has accepted. Now as they are seeing all these things, they forget that they are spies. And they say that Sri Ramachandra is so good. Vibhishana is Ravana's brother, but still he surrendered and he accepted. And our master, he threatens us all the time. And what kind of master? Now, as they are talking to each other like this, some Vanaras here. Then they understand that these two are not. Tulsirama and names are not mentioned. Valmiki ji has mentioned names also. There is one is Shuka and another is Sarika. Shuka and Sarika. Not that Shuka, Brahmarshi or anybody. Shuka one Guptachara. Guptachara is spy. And they catch them. And they take them to Sugriva, saying that, you see, these are spies of Ravana. And Sugriva says, oh, now I remember what they did to Hanumanji. Now you start beating them and you start burning their... They say, oh, no, please don't do anything. You have, Shapat, what is that called? Oath. You please, in the name of Sri Rama, stop creating any problem for us. Now Vanaras, immediately they stop. Now, hearing all these things, Lakshmanji comes there, what is happening? And they tell the whole story and the Guptachara start to tell that, actually we are good people only and we are impressed. And that is what we were discussing, that how our master Ravana is idiot fellow and how Sri Ramachandra is such compassionate one. So Lakshmanji smiles. Very unusual. If you have seen Ramanand Sagar's, that Ramayana, Lakshmana is always shown with his nostrils, fluttering, and you must have seen always red. Actually, Lakshmanji was not like that. If you read Valmiki Ramayana, etc. also, he was not angry all the time. Yes, he was very strict because he didn't want anybody to do anything wrong to Sri Rama, and therefore he was very strict. But he was not that angry kind of person all the time, not like that. So, when he sees this Guptachara, he says that, okay. He tells monkeys not to do anything. You do one thing. You take my letter to Ravana. And along with that letter, you give him my message. What is the message? Idiot fellow. That is how he starts. Hey, Shatha, hey, Moodha, fool, give up your ego, give back Sitaji, and all the things that we have heard, everybody telling that same message he gives. Now these Guptacharas, these spies, they go to Ravana and tell everything that they go there and Ravana, you have come, tell me what has happened. And then he starts in his own thing. Has Vibhishana already died? Has those tapasvi boys have run away? How are the monkeys? Are they ready to die? Did you meet them or not? Or have they already gone? Have they ran away by seeing the glory of me, etc.? Now these two spies, they keep quiet. They say, Maharaj, let us tell. The Vanar Sena that you think has flown away and has gone back is very powerful. One monkey who came here is the weakest among them. Now imagine. Now somebody may say that, but how can they say? Two reasons. One thing is to put that fear in Ravana's mind so that he will not fight. Second thing, when they went, actually, Hanumanji was sitting quietly in a corner, not doing anything. Even when all monkeys came to beat him, Hanumanji did not come. So they really thought that he doesn't have power. So they are saying that one who came here is not even among the top people that they have. He says, they go on to tell, he says, Ravana, any one of those monkeys is capable of killing you. They are not doing it because Sri Ramchandra has not given order yet. No, Ravana becomes so angry. He says, you gone there for some time and now you are talking about... He says, no, not me. The letter is there from Lakshmana. Please read. So he starts to read and he gets more angry than what is happening. And he says, you people, tell everything that has happened. He says, what is Sri Rama doing? He says, no, Sri Rama is now doing some worship, etc. of Samudra devata to give way. Ravana, I can cross like this and he can't cross. He says it is out of his humility he is doing, not out of, incapability, idiot fellow. The Ravana, when he hears, he again kicks these spies and says, go away from this place. They say, thank you. They go and they join Sri Rama. It is said that this Shuka, one of these spies, was a Muni before. He was cursed by Agastya Rishi and therefore he had become Rakshasa. So the moment he goes there, he prostrates to Sri Rama, he gains back his Muni Rupa. And he goes and starts to stay in his ashrama. That is what happens. Now here, on this side, 3 days are over, but Samudra Devata has not come. Now Bhagavan looks at Lakshmana. Lakshmana says, I told you. Lakshmana, Sri Ramchandra says, now I think it is time to act on your suggestion. And therefore Bhagavan takes bow and arrow, puts that bow on the arrow and charges into the ocean. That famous picture you must have seen, no? That Bhagavan is entering into that ocean and his clothes are flying back and full rupa. And Tulsidas Ji says, Lakshman became so happy looking at that. Finally, my brother is back. I don't know what happened to him since Sitaji was kidnapped. He didn't do anything after killing that Karadushana Trichiras. He is making friendship and he is doing all these things. And now, yes, go. The moment Bhagavan entered like that, Samudra Devata came out in the form of a Brahmana and with all the gifts, etc. And he said, oh, please don't kill. I am a Brahmana. Bhagavan said that, how dare you? Following the rules that are set. I worshipped you for 3 days. You are supposed to see the Devatas have got that kind of bandhana is there. That kind of rules are there. If somebody worships in proper way, they have to go. That's why Yajna Yaga, etc., when it is done properly, that Agni Devata or whichever Devata worshipped has to come there. They are bound by rules. Right? And you did not come. See, why? Because people, they get that corrupted mind in power. That, Sri Ramachandra is worshipping me. Little more time you do, little more. Now Bhagavan says that you thought that, no, he says, no, it's not like that, Bhagavan. Actually, you only created all of us like this and, you made me like this and you made Vayu like that and you made Agni like that. And therefore, we are all Muda only because, you see, Tamas Amshat, Tattvabodha says that Akashasya Tamas Amshat. All Tamas Amsha only has become this physical water and physical fire and physical air, etc. So we are tamasic people now. If you don't protect us, what will happen? So Bhagavan, please don't get angry on me. Yes, it is my mistake. I apologize, but please do not become angry on me. Bhagavan says, okay, fine. Answer 2 questions. Number 1, how should we cross? He says, yeah, I have one solution. In your army, that's Vanara Sena, which is there are 2 very bright people, Nala and Nila. They are capable of building things. And there is a blessing to them that if they throw something in the water, by remembering you, that stone or whatever they throw will not drown. It will float. And I, as Samudra also, I will support. And therefore, take help of them. Actually speaking, in Valmiki Ramayana, this Nala Nila is not there. Nala Nila, 2 Vanaras are there, but among them only one builds the bridge. Another is used for fighting later on. Why? Because there every devata's Amsha has taken avatar. No? So Vishwakarma, the architect of the heaven, he has taken avatar as Nala, and therefore only Nala is the one who is building, not Nila. But somehow that Nala Nila has become very, very famous, and Tulsidas Ji mentions also. So he says that is the way that you can build a bridge and you can cross the ocean. What is your second question? Second question. I have already put now the arrow on the bow and I can't remove it. Tell me, where should I throw this? So Samudra says that, on my northern shore, there are some very bad people, very demons, etc. They stay and they keep troubling me also. You throw on that direction. Anybody, gets it, will be killed. You throw in that direction. So it is said Sri Rama and Lakshmana both have already put arrow. Therefore, they throw on the northern direction. And Samudra says that thank you for relieving me from that pain also. Now, Bhagavan, you can go whenever you want. With this, actually speaking, Sundara Kanda is over. But there is one particular line that Samudra Devata says which has created so much of confusion. That line is, Dhola Gavara Sudra Pasunari Sakala Tadana Ke Adhikari. Samudra Devata is telling, okay, not Tulsidas Ji is not saying this. Samudra Devata says, this is 58, after Doha number 58, third Chopai. And literal meaning says, Dhola. Dhola means that drum that you beat. Gavar means a rustic, a villager. Shudra is low caste. Pashu means animal. And Nari means woman. All of them should be beaten. Sakala Tadana ke Adhikari. That is what it is said. I will keep you with that confusion for some time, because we will understand the meaning of this in the next session. Okay. Till that time, keep on thinking whatever you want to think. Anyways, people have thought about it for so many years and still they have not understood the point. So you also think. Alright. Tomorrow we will see what it means. I tell you, something I will tell very important, okay? When you decide that you want to pick up only such points, you will always pick up only such points. You will say, Bhagavad Gita also there is one verse. Bhagavad Gita has 701 verses. Why do you focus on that one verse and forget all 700 verses? And not that you have understood that one verse also properly. And from all scriptures you will pick. Manusmriti says like this like this. Go on picking. You have decided to pick up wrong things from the scriptures. Nobody can do anything to you. Okay. I have full sympathy for you. Okay. But if you really want to understand, the explanation is very simple. You don't even have to use your brain. Actually speaking, you don't even have to use your brain to understand this. Okay. But somehow we like all these things. And other people also from other religion, they will point out only these lines and say that, you see, I ask one simple question. Ask them, have they read the rest of Ramayana? Why we get into explanation mode all the time? As though we have done some crime and we have to explain. Why? There is nothing that we need to explain. We can say like that. I will give explanation tomorrow. I am telling you. Next session I will give explanation. But please understand, not every time you have to take lower position and say that, no, we need to clarify. We don't need to clarify anything to anybody. If you want to understand, you understand. You don't want to understand, don't understand. Don't tell us what is right and wrong in my scriptures. I am not opening your scripture. If I open your scripture, you will die. Really, I am telling. Don't try to pick one line from the entire Ramayana and say that Tulsidas Ji says. First of all, this Tulsidas Ji has not said. Samudra Devata has said this. We'll see what is the meaning. वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
वीर मारुति अति धीर मारुति
वीर मारुति अति धीर मारुति
गीत मारुति संगीत मारुति
गीत मारुति संगीत मारुति
दूत मारुति रामदूत मारुति
दूत मारुति रामदूत मारुति
भक्त मारुति परम भक्त मारुति
भक्त मारुति परम भक्त मारुति
वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
गंभीर मारुति
गंभीर मारुति
गंभीर मारुति
गंभीर मारुति।
सियावर रामचंद्र की
जय।
पवन सुत हनुमान की
जय।
उमापति महादेव की
जय।
बोलो भाई सब संतन की
जय।
सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
जय।
ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।